I was going through my CD collection the other day, and I was just surprised at the amount that I've accumulated over the years, and I just kind of want to talk about it. And so I really got into collecting them back in high school when I was driving my Honda Accord. And typically, like in a car, I'm looking at mine right here, you can just put in the CD and change it right here. But in the Honda Accord, it was in the trunk. And it was like it was a case that looked like this, but it had 6 slots. And so I could always put a CD in there, like, or 6 of them, and I just put it in the back, and then up here on the dash, I could pick whichever one I wanted, and it was perfect. I didn't have an aux cord, but I could use like a cassette to aux, but man, those things were so flimsy. And no matter the brand that I was using, it'd break down after a month. So it was like, for actual use of listening to music, I would just buy CDs or I'd burn them. So I just have my CDs here, and I have a little box of the cases. And I typically would, you know, sometimes when I was in a pinch, I would burn for like newer songs and everything. And I don't have a lot of those in here. I think I may have like 1 or 2, but back home I have like a stack this big of little mixtapes that I used to make. So let's just go through it. First off, it's okay that you can't see it because this is how the CD looks. We got the 1975 I Like It When You Sleep. And yeah, we're going to kind of talk about some of my favorite tracks off of each one. So that's what that one would look like in the booklet. The booklets are best, man, because you can look at producers, how things were made. You can look through it. It has little art through it. But the best track off of this must be my dream. Know that off the top of my head. Next up, we got Churches. We got their album, Churches, Every Open Eye. Boom. We got the booklet right there. I forget my favorite track off of this one, but it'd probably be the one where Bury It. Bury It, bruh. I just turned to the page. And once again, here's some pictures going on right there. We got Paramore, Riot. Boom. And any of my favorite tracks that I can't remember, I'll put up there, because I can't remember my favorite off of Riot. Jesse McCartney, Beautiful Soul. Beautiful Soul is my favorite one after that. He sounds like Michael Jackson. Jesse McCartney sounds like Michael Jackson in some songs that he sings. If you don't believe me, listen to it. Cake. We got their album Comfort Eagle. Best song is Short Skirt. 21 Pilots, Vessel, man. Oh, I need to show you this. So it's so funny. It was like earlier this year for the first time that I realized, for some reason, it was the line on it in the design. I thought that the grandfather, because these are the grandparents of Tyler and Josh, I thought that they were wearing aprons. Then I just realized it was a line in the design of the CD. My favorite one off of this one is going to be, it always changes, but right now I'm going to say it's either Guns for Hands or maybe Car Radio, man. Vampire Weekend, Contra. I think that's such a dope looking one. And I mean, the CD looks dope, but come on, we all know this is one of the best album covers of all time. Giving Up the Gun, easily the best track. A Day to Remember, Common Courtesy. When this came out, I was in high school, and man, this was my favorite album by then. It has not aged well at all. Right Back at It Again would probably be my favorite off of the album, but their best album is Homesick. Everyone knows that. Justin Timberlake, Justified. He got the pie. Once again, look, I know it's weird to really enjoy the way that this album looks because it's just my boy Young chilling like this. Best tracks, either Senorita or Like I Love You, Bro. Or Cry Me a River, man. Or Rock Your Body. This may just be all around an amazing album. Y'all know. Y'all know about it. And if you don't, please listen to it. Next up, we got 21 Pilots, Blurryface. And Jake and I, my friend Jake and I, we talked about this recently. When Blurryface came out, I wasn't a fan of it. I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan. But as I've listened and gotten older, I think it may be my favorite album by them, truthfully. And so, my favorite track off of Blurryface would be, Tear My Heart. Either Tear My Heart, Lame Boy, or Doubt. Those ones are the best one. Michael Jackson, Dangerous. We got this one right here. But you all need to see the actual CD case. Because look at my dude. Oh my goodness. This one is so good. Why You Wanna Trip on Me, or what's the other one? Remember the Time, or Why You Wanna Trip on Me, man. We got Coldplay, A Head Full of Dreams right here. This is the Coldplay one. Coldplay's pretty good, man. This is one of their more happier albums. I have their older ones, which we'll talk about later. But Head Full of Dreams or probably Up and Up. Those are the best ones off of that one. Justin Bieber, Purpose. It came out in high school, and Grant and I, we used to talk about it because when we were like seniors, the song What Do You Mean came out, and we were having girl troubles at the time. And we would sing those lyrics and be like, what do you mean? When you want to say yes, no, when you nod your head yes, but you want to say no, what do you mean? So we were feeling that album a little too much. We got Hoodie Allen, People Keep Talking. And honestly, that is one of the better tracks on the album. Either People Keep Talking or, no, man, People Keep Talking or Movie. Movie has a lot of, you know, references and double entendres, which I really, really do enjoy. We're moving on. Sorry, talking a little too much. Nothing But Thieves. This album, best one would be Trip Switch. Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon. Best track off of this one is going to be... and these are all separated by acts because it's kind of like a story as you listen to it. And it's pretty clear when you listen to it. But Soundtrack to My Life is so good. Day and Night is a classic. That would be the one that majority of people know off of this album. And Intergalactic. That one is really good. Alright, y'all. Mumford & Sons, Sigh No More. Shout out to my homie Eric. We used to hate on Mumford & Sons because that's all he used to play. But as I've gotten older, this has become one of my favorite albums for road trips and everything especially. And I'd still think Little Lion Man or even Sigh No More is one of my favorite off of that one. This CD I got recently, Vampire Weekend, Modern Vampires of the City. And it's kind of interesting because the CD case for this one indicates that this was an early release CD because it says like it was the street date release. So it's like they released the CD before they actually did on the album. Maybe for like a promotional thing or something. I'm looking for it there, but I don't think I put it in my car, unfortunately. And we're going to take a little break because it's hot. I had to cool off. I found it. So Vampire Weekend. This is the front. Unfortunately, I don't have the art for it. Modern Vampires of the City. Best tracks would be Yahe, which is... I was indifferent about it just because of the high vocals. Very Alvin and the Chipmunky. Worship You is a good one. Or even... I know everyone loves Diane Young. I'm not the biggest fan of Diane Young, but I understand why they are. Unbelievers is... Next one. Coldplay. Parachutes. But I have to show you the CD case because it looks even cooler. I love this CD because now that I'm older listening to it, it's less of the lens of nostalgia. And it's more of like hearing it. And man, Coldplay, some of these old albums, it was sad, man. Honestly, like Yellow still is my favorite off of this album. It makes sense. It's such a good one. Let's keep it moving nice and quick. Neighborhood, Wiped Out, man. I remember when this one first came out, I wasn't the biggest fan of it because their album, I Love You, made such a big impact on my life. And I didn't think that anything else could come in front of it. But this is the Neighborhood's best album. And I will stand by that for sure. And so I want to even show you this because the case for Wiped Out is super duper cool. And then on the inside, it's even cooler because it has a little design. Best song is either Cry Baby or Ferrari or Single. That's the best ones. All right. Justin Timberlake, Future Sex, Love Sounds. The best one would be End of Time. Bastille, Bad Blood, man. This is such a good road trip album. It can just play over and over, and this one's good. That's what that one looks like. Dude, Pompeii still hits. Overjoyed still hits. Bad Blood still hits on this one. So I definitely enjoy it. Even Icarus, man. That's just a overall really, really good album. Neck Deep, Peace in the Panic. Ah, man, I'm in the minority. I already know I'm in the minority saying this, but I think it's my favorite album by them. And then Don't Wait is my favorite track. Bad Sons, Disappear Here. So when I talked about how my CD changer was in the back of my Honda Accord 98, the day that I got this album, Disappear Here, I literally had it in the 4th slot from the day that I got it to the day that I was done driving that car, because this album makes top 5, if not maybe number 1 of all time. It's maybe, but it's so amazing. It's Bad Sons' best album. Best tracks off of this would be either Disappear Here, Outskirts of Paradise, or Violet. Shoot, or Daft Pretty Boys. All, man, it's like every track is so good. But Bad Sons, man, y'all created a masterpiece with that one. Michael Jackson, Bad, best one. Even Speed Demon or The Way You Make Me Feel, that's the best one. Fall Out Boy, Folie, Deux, it's their most underrated album, in my opinion. America's Sweethearts would be my favorite track. Panic at the Disco, this one is like their weird one. This is like the LSD album, as a lot of people would refer to it. Their Vices and Virtues. No, it's not. Sorry, this isn't their LSD album. It was the one before that. That was Pretty Odd, was it? Vices and Virtues, still good though. Best track would be Ready to Go. Ready to Go off of that one. Justin Timberlake 2020 Experience Part 1 and Part 2. Best one would be Push Your Love Girl or Strawberry Bubblegum. Is that what that one's called? Man, Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. This is one of my favorite albums of all time, too. It definitely makes top 10. A lot of nostalgia with my older sister listening to it. It's hard to really pick one off of this, but it would probably be A Place for My Head or Paper Cut or Forgotten. I think that's a good top 3. The Kooks, Inside Out. That's another one that you need to have for road trips because it's just a good one. Seaside, or everyone's favorite. Oh, bro, Seaside Naive. Clearly, that one's one of their best ones. But also, She Moves in Her Own Way. What a freaking groove that one is, man. Shauna Ball. Boom, chilling there, man. Dutty Rock. You know how it goes, man. I think this one has one of my favorite, like, you know the skits that a lot of rappers do on their tracks? This is one of my favorite skits that's on this one. And then my favorite song is going to have to be Shake That Thing. This is a long album. I think it's like 20 tracks. Is up on that thing. Come on, man. Maroon 5, Songs About Jane. If you don't have it, get it. That's a classic. Probably their best one. It starts off with Harder to Breathe. Like, how you start off a CD or an album with that, you know it's going to be good. Sunday Morning, also pretty good. The Shins, Ports of Dover. I don't know, man. I know it's an unpopular thing. I don't really have a favorite track off of this one. It's a vibe nonetheless. It's cool. Paramore, Brand New Eyes. Yes, Paramore, Brand New Eyes. Favorite track off of this one is either Brick by Boring Brick or Only Exception or Playing God. Those are 3 really good ones. Fall Out Boy from Under the Cork Tree, that's the album that I think majority of people who may not listen to Fall Out Boy, they'd recognize this sound because there's Sugar, We're Going Down on this one. I'll be honest, man, I'm blanking on other tracks from this album. I know the album, but it's not really my favorite by Fall Out Boy. It's great. It's not a bad album, but not one I really paid too much attention to. Michael Jackson Scream, another I have 3 like compilation Michael Jackson albums. So I'll put up my favorites from here. But it was a good one. Lord, Melodrama, man. Come on with it, man. This album is amazing. Look at this thing, man. Look at that art. Favorite one would either be Sober 2, Liability, or Perfect Places. Perfect Places, that's how you end an album, man. Ending, leaving you like super hyped. Jack Johnson, To the Sea. I'm going to ask Jake what his favorites are, and I'm going to put that at the bottom because I really haven't listened through the CD, but I keep it here because I know it's going to be a good one for a road trip. Ashanti. I'm going to hold this one up if I can find it. Ashanti. I Don't Mind would be the best one, or even Rock With You. Like, come on. In Sync, No Strings Attached. This one is a funny one because I think you have Space Cowboy that's on this one, and I think that's my favorite one. Space Cowboy is really funny and really clever, so I think that's gonna be my favorite from No Strings Attached. Incubus, my friend Jude loves Incubus as well. And then what's the song called? Megalomaniac. That will be my favorite off of that album. Black Eyed Peas, Bridging the Gap. I'm not really too familiar with this album. I didn't listen to it too much. Never listened to it as much as I did like Monkey Business or The End. I don't like the album The End, but when I was younger, like when it came out, like that was a bop for sure. This is one of the ones that I burned, like I was talking about earlier. So this is Bombay Bicycle Club. I Had the Blues, but I Shook Them Loose. That also may make top 10. And then what is it? I'm forgetting the name of the song, but it's like Hold On Me. I'll put it, but I'll put my favorites from that album. This is another compilation I made that has Bastille and Honey and Bad Sons and The Killers. One that has some Chet Faker. Keen, Spiraling, that's the best song off of that. Okay, this is Nostalgia. This was my very first one that I ever made, so I must have been 17, and I only have 10 tracks on it. I have Here and Now, not sure who that was by. A song, Jerry Folk, To My Soul. I have Hats, Blankets, Black Bear, Paragraph. I have Kingdom, Can't Get Over You. Ed Sheeran and Sia Luster. That was like a fan mix-up. Oh Wonder, Shark. So that was when I first got into them. Childish Gambino. I have Telegraph Ave. Sunset Lover, Petite Biscuit. Ugh, man, I can't believe I have that track on this because I do not like that song now. And then Sam Smith, Nirvana. Woo! If you have not heard Nirvana by Sam Smith, go put that on right now. Do I have any more in here? I do indeed. Okay, I'm going to show you the rest of these. So, I don't know if it's Majid Jordan or Majid Jordan. I know, sorry for the glare, holding it upside down. Whoa. Whatever it is, don't really like this one. They have an album before this one that was much better than this. So I'm not even going to say my favorite because I don't think I have one. Jake got me this one as a joke. Never listened to it. It was Nickelback. No disrespect. I think they're, probably really good. And I know that they're good. Society has just decided that they're not good. So that's how it goes. Borns, man. Dopamine. Best track. Maybe Dopamine. 10,000 Emerald Pools. Or American. Did I already say it? American Money. Ooh, it's American Money. Sorry, never mind. American Money is #1 favorite track on that one. This one I'll get, some hate from maybe some old heads. Oh, sorry, that's Arcade Fire. Oh, this album sucks. No disrespect. BC Boys, Licensed to Ill. This is one I was going to get in trouble from some old heads by. This is not my jam, dude. I do not like this. I put it on. I tried just to get through it. I respect what it did for history, but dog, that album's a little bit not my vibe at all. Oasis. What's the name of this album? I don't even know what the name of this album is, man. And I don't necessarily have a favorite. I just started listening to this one because I got it recently. But it feels really good to listen to. It's just a really nice road trip one. The Beatles one, this is just, I'm pretty sure, a compilation album. Don't hate me again. We all have our opinions, right? So it doesn't matter. I don't like this, man. I don't like it. I respect what the Beatles have done, but yeah, I can't really get into it. I know there's one I did like off of this that I kind of enjoyed. I think it felt like they're having a conversation. I'll figure out what my favorite one off of this one is, but it's long, like 27 tracks. I'm good on that. Coldplay, A Rush of Blood to the Head. I may have skipped this one when I was looking at my CD case, but this is one of my favorite album designs and covers of all time because it looks so cool. Just look at it. Favorite tracks now. I've aged to have different favorites. Even A Rush of Blood to the Head surprised me. That track has been really good. I mean, In My Place, man. In My Place. That's #1. Like, nostalgia and listening value now. In My Place, I don't think can be beat for this one. One Republic, Oh My My. Did I skip? I feel like I skipped some. Regardless, One Republic is still pretty good. Their best album is Native, and I have not run into that one in the wild for CDs, but I want that one so bad. But One Republic, Oh My My, and then the best ones is either going to be, Lift Me Up, Future Looks Good, or Oh My My. Yeah, man, if you want to be, like, uplifted, this is a good one. You just put it on and just jam the whole time. It's a pretty happy album. And I think that's it. I mean, I just have different album, like, little booklets of Usher, and this is Mumford & Sons Sigh No More from earlier. But overall, man, once again, CDs hold a really special place in my heart because they really served a purpose for me, and they still do. And I think for road trip's sake, there's something really special about just putting one in, not worrying about having a perfect playlist, and just letting it roll, letting it do its thing. So once again, if you watched it, thank you for watching, and continue to have tough conversations. Continue to live a life of loving people and respecting people, and get out there and treat people well. Do it.